What is going on, everybody? I want to talk about weekly pay. And I was wrong. When it first came out, I didn't care really one way or the other. But as time has gone on now, we've had a few weeks of it. I am very happy with it. Let's get into it. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper. All right, baby. So when it came out, I was neutral, right? I was like, it's whatever. I can still budget if I get paid once a month, quarterly. Doesn't matter. I can budget however we needed to budget with disbursements or dividends we're getting from different ETFs, right? So that it wasn't a big deal to me to get paid weekly. But now that these are starting to trickle in every week, I've become addicted. And maybe at first it was like the feeling, right? You're getting paid every week. This is great. But I think it's more than that, at least for me. So let me kind of get through this. Well, number one, it allows for trading now with some of these YieldMax funds or other weekly payers that I wasn't necessarily trading before. Because let's just, I don't know, throw out any YieldMax fund that pays once a month, right? And I couldn't trade those really because the upside is capped, and then you only get a disbursement or dividend once a month. So you'd have to hold it. It just made trading much more complicated. But with things like QDTE, RDTE, XDTE, YMAG, and YMAX, now it allows for trading. And why does that allow for trading? Well, it's a much safer option than, say, using options, right, to trade. Because you get paid weekly, and if you swing trade it and you hold it longer than a week or two or three, you get the disbursements every week. Yes, you sacrifice the growth of, let's say, using stocks to trade or options, but it makes it safer. At least in my mind it does, because if it keeps going down, whatever you're trying to trade, you'll collect the dividends each week, and then you can build up your position, and then when it goes up, you can sell it for profit. Not only will you have the dividends, right, but you'll also have the growth of that particular ETF. So, I've been trading QDTE for quite some time, and I just traded RDTE for IWM swing trade, and I think it's great. It allows for that possibility that wasn't available before, and like I said, it makes it much safer. Also, what I really like, which I didn't know until I started getting them every week from YMAG and IWMY, is the ability to do whatever I want with that money when it comes in every Friday. So yes, I could put it back into whatever fund, but maybe week one I can put that into something, what I consider anyway, other people would disagree, but something much safer like a JEPQ, or put it into SPY, or doesn't matter. But now I can manipulate that money how I see fit each week, instead of waiting for a month to come through and then using the money. So it gives me much more flexibility with that cash flow coming in every week. And that's honestly been the biggest thing that I've noticed for me, is that it allows me more flexibility week in and week out with the weekly pay. Okay, now here's some things that I don't know will happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Will the weekly pay, and please leave it in the comments if you think it will or won't, will it help stabilize the NAV or the share price on some of these funds versus monthly, right? Because let me set the stage here a little bit. Monthly, you get the big disbursement, and of course that ETF drops by that amount. However, when it's trickled in weekly, it doesn't drop as hard. Now, Will that allow for share price appreciation even though there's a little drop each week? I don't know. That's something we're going to have to see. Some say it'll stabilize the NAV. Some say it won't. I don't know. I guess time will tell, right? But that's something to look at and research as time goes on and see if it does indeed help stabilize the NAV. Now, what about dividends? Will they be more stable instead of weekly or instead of monthly, how they're all over the place? Now, because they're broken down, and they're less, right, each week than they would be monthly. Will that be more stable? I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I have no idea. But it may, and it's something that we can also watch and look at as time goes on. I was wrong, and I had no idea that I would like getting paid weekly as much as I have. Now, it does keep me more engaged in those particular funds, more so than I thought it would, which is great. It keeps me more active and looking at the market or whatever, when I have time. It's not like I have to watch the chart all day, every day, but it does keep me more engaged. I do love the flexibility. I can't stress that enough, of doing whatever I want with that money each week. And yes, it does help with budgeting, which I already knew that coming up, that it would help with it, but even more so than I thought it would. So please let me know what you think about the weekly pay. Is it a gimmick? Is it whatever? Or do you love it? I would love to know what people think about it. Me, yeah, I'm addicted, and I'm really starting to like it. I hope you enjoyed the content. This is Mike, Tactical Stock Scalper, out.